Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Gardener. So 6 months back, my peach pride, if you remember, I had made a video on it, and this is how the video tends to look like. This was the mother plant, and then I had a pup along with it. I had potted the pup separately. It was very tiny, and today this is the mother plant over here. Kind of dehydrated. As I said, I was not home, so a lot of the plants were dehydrated. So last night I had done the watering, but it looks like it's still quite dehydrated. So once the soil is completely dry, I'll go ahead and do another watering. You can see the upper layer of soil is already dry, and the pup that was there, you can see this is how the pup tends to look like. This is something that I can't believe. The pup has actually grown bigger than the mother plant. And the pup is a little bit more hydrated because it was kept in indirect bright light. This was in morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. So the rate of dehydration is much faster in direct sunlight if you don't tend to water. But if your plant is in indirect bright light, and even if you forget watering it, the plant will still be a little bit more hydrated. It is not completely hydrated, but it still is not extremely dehydrated, how it usually happens. As the mother plant, you can see all the leaves are closed inwards. This one, the leaves are kind of closing inwards, but not completely, which means that it still has a little bit of water in the leaves. But you can see the difference. Tiny little pup growing all to this size. Because now that I have noticed it, I will go ahead and repot it. Otherwise I might happen to forget it, and it can grow even more bigger. But you can see the mass difference. Now again, this is all depending upon the environment and climate. Not even a single drop of fertilizer was added to it. So you can see even without fertilizers, the plant can grow really large. As I've said this earlier as well, succulents are opportunistic growers. If they feel that the conditions are right, they will start to grow. So I will be going ahead and repotting it. I already have an old pot over here, so I filled it half with soil mix, and now we will slowly start to take it out. You can see the soil is very loose, very porous. I'll add the same soil mix itself in this pot, and it also has some pups as well, which is amazing. A small little pup has already reached to this size, which is amazing. So now I will fill it up some more with the remaining soil mix. We try to anchor the plant so that the plant is not going to topple. As I said, when you initially repot, the plant is going to be a little unstable, which is absolutely okay. As and when the roots will start to push in, the plant will become even more stronger in the soil. So we will completely fill it up. I'm trying to keep the pups above the soil so that they don't get congested inside the soil. So the pups are also above. I'll put in some more soil. Anything, that should be it. So you can see mother plant is going to take a while for her to recover. I will keep it in indirect bright light for a few days because it's extremely dehydrated. All this while it was in morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, and the watering was very less, so that's why it's dehydrated. So in order to hydrate it at a faster rate, I'll move it to indirect bright light and I'll give a watering. You can see all of the water is completely gone off from the leaves. That's why the leaves are a little bit rubbery, whereas this one, you can see the leaves are still very stiff, which indicates that it has a good amount of water in the leaves. So as I said, it's going to topple a little bit, but I'll just keep it aside. Now let's say that if the plant is very wobbly, you can always give some support to it. So I'm going to put some sticks around it so that the plant can stay put in the soil and does not move around, because for a couple of days it would require some kind of support. So I'm using these two sticks in order for it to stay stable. And once probably after a couple of weeks, it will be very stable because the root system will kind of develop and the plant will become even more stiff in the soil. So then I can take out these sticks, but as of now I'm going to leave it as it is. You can see this kind of gives a little bit more support and the plant is not going to wobble, because if there is very strong wind, definitely this plant is going to get uprooted automatically and it will fall out. So this sticks is going to give that a little bit of support. So guys, that's all about it. As you can see, succulents can be very surprising without any efforts as well. You can see how well the pup has grown. In fact, it looks like a mother plant, whereas this is the mother plant, but the pup looks like a mother plant in this video. So this is how succulents tend to grow. It all depends upon their mood. It all depends upon the environment, the climate, Succulents are opportunistic growers. The moment they feel that the conditions, the environment is right, they will start to put out a lot of growth. And now the succulent is going to be, I'm not going to be watering it right away. As I said, the leaves have a good amount of water. It's very well hydrated. I do not need to be worried. This one, I will do a double check. Probably it will take, let's say around 72 hours for it to revive. We will have to keep a watch on it because the soil is drying faster. Plus it was in a lot of sun, so I'll move it to indirect bright light and we will see what happens next. Once it starts to open up, I will definitely make a shorts video so you can get a fair idea of how the hydrated succulent looks like. I'm sure by now you might have seen a lot of these transformation videos. Even the sedum golden glow, you might have seen the transformation video, so it's going to be very similar to that. But again, I will still make a shorts video and show it to you. So right now both of these will be kept in indirect bright light so they can completely get adjusted. And this one I will start doing a very slow acclimation to morning direct sunlight. The same process of 1 hour, the next day 1 hour 30 minutes. The same process will go on until it is completely acclimated and fit to be kept in morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.